A very good evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And we are taking a look on a sensitive story right here. Mnangagwa's 2030 agenda is dead and buried. And when you look at Barakashi, who were on the fence all along, criticizing Emerson and the bootlicking general here and there, they've now switched sides to Kudakwashi Tagwirei. It's a matter of survival. So they've been calculating, they've been counting, and they believe that Tagwirei has outsmarted the generals. That is the general talk which is there. So general is now left with Mnangagwa and Tagwirei. Both are cronies of Emerson. So if something arises to say, okay, this one cannot succeed because he's not a military man, Mnangagwa is there. But Mnangagwa is just there to disturb, not to actually do the thing. Mnangagwa is just there as a placeholder. And also, the influence of the generals, if they are to continue up to 2027, some of them who are influential won't be there, which means from now, the whole half of 2025 and the whole year of 2026, these years are going to be years of preparing the successor of Emerson. And in 2027, then you will see moves being made. Kudakwashi Tagwirei, probably with his money, you sail through within the Zanopf structures. Yes. When you look at the chairpersons of Zanopf across the provinces, they will easily sing the song because he can simply use Chivayo to buy them cars. All provincial chairpersons of Zanopf, 10 of them. Then he goes to the district chairpersons, he buys them cars. He goes to the political commissars of the provinces, he buys them cars, goodies and luxuries. What it means is, at the elective congress, you win. Will the generals have the same capacity and capability? They don't. So yes, money, they have money, but not to such extent of dishing out cars to everybody like what these people are doing, like confetti. So Zvigananda, they know their fate. Zvigananda, they know that one way or the other, they are being taken out, which means it's a matter of defending themselves. They are now defending themselves by everything. So they're going to fight this matter tooth and nail into the bone. That is the reason why you see that they've taken a new direction. They've realized that the 2030 agenda is so difficult. It will be very, very difficult to navigate through. So they are now taking a new route. So for now, they've shelved the 2030 agenda and they are now moving with the plan B, that is to propel Kuda to become the president. So if we are to count months and years, you will see it happening very, very soon. And while it's there that they are working to replace the existing generals within the military. So these generals, you see them being retired because they are reaching the retirement age, all of them. And those who have surpassed the retirement age, they are being used for the sake of power retention, but they will be discarded soon. So the majority of them, they won't even be there to even become the CDFs and the commanders. So very, very soon you see them vanish from the military. You see new faces, you see new promotions, you see people being promoted to other ranks and files. You see even people jumping ranks. There is a probability that that will happen. Zimbabwe has become lawless to an extent where an opposition can be grabbed from the real people who formed it and funded it and did everything and be given to an outsider. When you see that happening, a country has become lawless to a point where things can happen and no one questions them. In a democratic Zimbabwe, whatever which is happening right now, you could have seen the president losing in multiple cases, court cases, or the government losing in multiple court cases. But it's not happening because it seems as if everybody is now under control. When I say everybody, I mean the majority of the people within the frameworks of government. Institutions, you can talk of institutions, you can talk of individuals, you can talk of my CSOs, you can talk of my PVOs. Simply because they are afraid of being deregistered and whatsoever. What it means is they will have to worship ZANU-PF. They will have to do the bidding of ZANU-PF. So at this point in time, General Chiwenga is in trouble. The generals, they're in trouble. Wherever they are, I'm telling you, this is the most worrying thing. So for those who believe that they are the most powerful and they can make decisions at will and whatsoever, if this year, 2025, passes and the things remain the way they are right now, they've lost the battle. I'm telling you. So it's up to them to reconfigure things. It's up to them to see things differently. It's up to them to see the reason why they should do things better. I'm going to tell you that the biggest threat of Gananda is probably a civil war. If Gananda takes over Zimbabwe, just a few years, you will see civil war happening. Why? The Gananda are busy grabbing land, giving themselves title across Zimbabwe. You go to Mwenezi, they are grabbing land right there, leaving the villagers without land, landless. There are people who are stuck into 1 hectare pieces of land. They are stuck there. Then you go and ask, what happened to the resolutions which were made by the government of Robert Mugabe through Vanasevia Kasukwere to relocate these people because they had another farm which was supposed to be occupied by these people, but everything changed when Emerson Mnangagwa came. Those people are stuck in 1 hectare pieces of land with their families. Imagine it's an extended family. The father with his children, with their children, and nevazukuru vese vanenge vakaungana pa 1 piece of land, which is 1 hectare. So when you look at it, it's the father with his 4 or 5 sons at the same 1 hectare plot in the rural setup where they don't have anywhere to work except to go to South Africa. So it's a mess. It's a mess. Imagine a same compound with 5 heads, the father and his 4 boys, both with their wives. So it becomes a mess. So when you see it happening, these people, they are now grabbing land from villagers who are Tokwemkose victims with little or no compensation, with no permanent alternative land. And these people are being told that you go to another place for 3 years, a temporary place, and they will be used to clear that land again. They will be moved to another place. So we know these people, they are crooks. And this is not only happening in Mwenezi, it's happening in Chivi, it's happening in Triangle, in Chiredzi area, with the Uskwa areas. People are being threatened right there with the same issues. It's happening around Ngundu area. It's happening in most areas where people are being moved and being relocated because there are people who are seeing that the Low Veld is going to be the grand belt of Zimbabwe very, very soon. After the completion of Rundetende Dam, you will see the area being a green belt, a green zone. This is what they are rushing for. And when you look at the villagers does have the same idea. The last time I checked, the villagers were even discussing how best they can bring water to their farmlands. And they have plans. And they are now being moved from their pieces of land. They were organized, they were doing everything, and they have the capability to do the farming 24/7 if they get water. They only lack water. Then somebody comes in and is moving them, which means they are going to be affected. They are going to be to lose property. Their kids are going to drop out of school. they're going to have so many difficulties. Imagine a family, the people who came to this area in 2013, end of 2013, and the beginning of 2014. And we now have people who have aged. We now have people, some of them who are now sick. Some of them, they've lost husbands. Some of them, they've lost parents. They are now orphans. Imagine if this succeeds. All these people are going to be homeless for the rest of their lives, because it's not easy to build a home, especially when you are in the rural areas. There is no work. Everything is expensive. Everything is tense. The economy is bad. We are having series of droughts. There is no alternative place to get money, and then you are moved. It becomes a mess. So all these people, they're going to be affected. They're going to be left homeless and landless, and they're going to be used as a farm laborers, cheap labor. That is what these people are preparing. So this team is willing to do everything and anything to make sure that they win this battle. They are now uniting against Zimbabweans. So because of that, because it's something happening across the country, you will likely see things becoming more difficult, becoming more tense, and you start to hear the talk of fighting again. I'm telling you. So what needs to happen is the leaders, they need to reconsider things. They need to stop this nonsense which they're doing of grabbing land, stealing land from people. They need to stop this nonsense of rigging elections continuously. They need to stop this nonsense of doing whatever which they've been doing. And General Chiwenga, it seems as if he is too slow in terms of acting, in terms of making his moves. But I believe that God is letting everything happen for a reason. But this is what is happening. So General Chiwenga is likely going to face Mnangagwa and Tagwirei in 2027. That is if we get to 2027, because these people, the pace these people are now moving with, they are trying by all means possible to discard the old guard so that they make quick replacements. And that is something. So once they've completed this phase of preparing the successor, you see them making moves. So it's a very, very interesting. And the biggest question is, Makafire Ima generals, Muchiba election on behalf of the people who are now treating Liu like this. So it is what it is. We'll continue to watch and see how everything is going to end.